When discussing or debating a topic, do you sometimes feel extremely frustrated because your opponent doesn't seem to be engaging with the actual logic of your argument? They seem to be dodging and ducking and diving the issue in hand. If that is the case, they are committing logical fallacies. In the Bite Size today, I'll teach you how to spot logical fallacies, but more importantly, how to not commit them yourself. In a true academic discussion, there should be no room for logical fallacies. Watch the video till the end.
If you are seeking clarity in the core concepts, fundamental principles, and basic beliefs of all religions, history and philosophy, you have come to the right place. Welcome to my channel, History, Religion and Philosophy Bite Size. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Let's define logic first. Logic is a system of principles that use reason to determine if a conclusion is true or not true. Logic is the study of correct principles of reasoning. The word in itself comes from the Greek word logos. To be logical is to be reasonable and sensible. A logical fallacy is an error in your reasoning which invalidates or weakens your argument. Essentially, this is a fallacious argument which is used to mislead other people. If you can learn how to spot logical fallacies, you can save a lot of time trying to debate or argue with people with preconceived ideas, biases, and prejudices. There are dozens of logical fallacies. Today, I'll tell you how to spot the top few. Strawman fallacy. You distort or misrepresent someone's argument and then you start to take it down like a strawman. Example, argument. Evolution says that all living things, including humans and apes, have a common ancestor. Your opponent strawman you by saying, "Are you suggesting we have come from monkeys?" Argument. We should eat less beef because of environmental pollution. Strawmanning. Are you suggesting we should all become vegetarian? You can see how your opponent strawman your argument to suit their own biases and narratives. These videos require a lot of research, so please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Fallacy of hasty generalization. Making assumption about an entire group from a small sample. If it is true for one, it has to be true for all. A sports car speeds in front of you and you hastily generalize all sports cars drivers are aggressive. Kids today have poor communication skills because of social media. My friend has been eating fast food all his life. He's perfectly well, therefore fast food is safe. In logic, there cannot be any generalization. Every argument should be judged on its own merit. In the fallacy of special pleading, you apply your argument to everybody else except for yourself. It's a common religious argument to say everything must have a creator. However, special pleading is everything except God must have a creator. You're doing a special pleading fallacy when you always stand by the law, but when it's your family, you're happy to make an exemption. A circular argument or a question begging fallacy is when the conclusion is already built in the argument. Why should I believe in the existence of God? Because the Bible says so. Why should I believe in Bible? Because God has written Bible. This is a good example of circular reasoning. I'm athletic because I can run. But what made you start running? Being athletic. Everybody's favorite fallacy, the ad hominem. In this fallacy, rather than addressing the argument, you attack your opponent's character to divert their attention from the actual argument. When discussing how to reduce unemployment, rather than actually addressing the argument, you immediately attack your opponent's character. The media find any dirt on you, you immediately attack the media saying it's all fake. Other examples of ad hominem are, you don't understand it because you're stupid. Appeal to authority fallacy, rather than giving logic and evidence, you start citing experts as a proof to your argument. Remember, experts can be fake. Not all experts know everything, and experts from the same group can differ in their opinion. Arguments such as, I need to detox, my chiropractor said it, an economist says climate change is a hoax, so it must be true. And of course, Santa is real, my mom and dad say so, are all arguments from authority. Fallacy of incredulity. Just because I do not understand it, therefore it must not exist. Argument. I survived in the war for 3 months without food. Counter argument from incredulity. I don't understand. Nobody can survive without food for 3 months. This claim must be false. Before you make an argument from incredulity, make sure you ask for the proof and all the narrative around the actual argument. Another good example is the claim that life evolved from bacteria to humans must not be true because I don't understand it. The false dilemma or the black and white or the either or fallacy forces the listener to just choose between two options. Good example is an argument, since you don't spend a lot, you must be saving a lot. Yes, but there's a third option as well. I don't earn a lot. A black and white fallacy labels a anti-war demonstrator as anti-nation. False dilemma diverts your attention from the actual issue to something completely irrelevant. A false cause fallacy is when you think because there is a relationship between two things, one must be causing the other. My child was diagnosed with autism after being vaccinated, therefore vaccine must cause autism. I'm wearing a crystal necklace all winter and haven't caught a cold, therefore crystals must keep me healthy. Bandwagon fallacy. Because everybody is doing it, it has to be right. That's the rationale behind the argument. Some examples of the bandwagon fallacy are: everybody was speeding, so I shouldn't get a ticket either. Half of the Americans believe in ghosts, so they must be real. It must be a good book, it's on the bestseller list. Basically, you just follow what everybody else is doing without looking into the validity of the argument. A red herring fallacy is an argument that's used to distract you from the real topic in hand. If you want to talk about climate change, your opponent will immediately start talking about a war. If you question accountability for a specific issue, your opponent will give the history of all the good things they have done in the past. The burden of proof fallacy is that the person making the claim doesn't provide evidence for their claim, rather start asking their opponent to provide such evidence. For example, climate change is a conspiracy. Go and look it up. Vaccine changes our DNA. Prove they don't. The election was stolen. Prove me wrong. Here, the person making the claim is asking their opponent to find the evidence. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Please share, like and subscribe.